All right, everyone. We are on to Cutting Edge African TV. We have with us here the MD CEO of Precision Aviation Company Limited, Engineer Samuel Oluwole. He will be granting us interview and be giving us insights on the aviation industry, and also we are going to have some insights concerning this organization, Precision Aviation Company Limited. Sir, you are welcome to our interview session, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, sir. For the benefit of our readers and those watching this interview, sir, briefly introduce yourself to us and tell us about your areas of specialization.
Thank you. Sam Oluwole is my name. I'm the MD CEO of Precision Aviation Handling Company Limited. The acronym is PACOL. And like rightly well said, by way of introduction, I've been in this industry, the aviation industry, about 50 years now, dating back to about 1976. And I'm a graduate of aeronautical engineering from Loughborough University of Technology in England. And what I'm doing now, as a matter of fact, Larry, is what I've done all my life.
All right.
What they call ground handling services in the industry.
Okay.
I started my career with Nigeria Airways, the defunct Nigeria Airways, in 1976. As a matter of fact, worked up my way as a development engineer to the level of a director at that time in the 90s. And when I left Nigeria, it was in 1993, retired, I started this organization. It was like Precision Support Services Limited, doing essentially what later metamorphosized into ground handling proper. Then we were doing cleaning services for aircraft and cabin cleaning and supply of power within the ground, when the aircraft is on ground, and draining the toilets and things like that. But the real ground handling, as it were, was being done by NACO and SACOL. With all modesty, I set up NACO and SACOL. SACOL was first and then NACO. SACOL is now Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited. NACO is Nigerian Aviation Handling Company. And they both started as limited liability companies. They are now big, to the tune of controlling billions of naira, 30 billion, 40 billion, 50 billion naira. NACO profit alone was over 15 billion naira last year, their last AGM. Now, what I'm even doing now, we got official license from the regulatory body, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, in just in the year 2009, when the government asked whether after retirement I could, now set up something with in the line of NACO and SACOL to give them a run for their money, because standards have started falling like most Nigerian organizations. Most of the people that went through me, they are now directors in various bodies in the airport, NCA, FAN, and all that. But to God be the glory. I said, well, I would do my best to see whether we can do that, so that there will be some element of competition, because they had become like a monopoly.
Okay.
You understand? So they had become like monopoly or duopoly, if you want to say. And the airlines to which they were providing services were stuck in between the two. Now, the point has to be made that we need to understand what ground handling is. Ground handling services. And for that purpose, you have the industry, the handling subsector is just part of that aviation industry. And what we do is to provide services to the airlines.
Okay.
Once they come in and once they're flying out again. So the totality of the services that you have to provide when they come into any airport, anywhere in the world, and when they leave that airport, is what you call ground handling.
Okay.
Now, it has three aspects. You are talking of the passenger handling,
Okay.
right? That is the processing of the passenger, checking in the passenger, boarding of the passenger, for departure flights, departures. Then arrivals, the processing until they get to the arrival hall. That is one aspect. Now the second aspect is, well, you can tie the two together, passenger and baggage handling, because there's no way you want the passenger to go in and not think of how he's going to get his baggage at the other airport. Then you talk of cargo handling, which is a different kettle of fish. A lot of cargo move up and down all over the world every day, just like you have millions of passengers being moved at various airports all over the world. But the very interesting thing, Larry, is the fact that you know what happens in Lagos Airport or Abuja Airport or Enugu or Yola is what happens in Texas, Houston, Texas, or Miami, Florida, or London Heathrow. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So it's an international order. So you have a situation where you cannot just make your own rules for Nigerian aviation. So the regulatory bodies are like the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, and then the IATA, International Airline Transportation Association. In the case of the airlines, largely ICAO, in the case of the airport authorities worldwide, generally speaking. So these are the international bodies, and that's why you now have the NCAA in the Nigerian case relating to ICAO, largely speaking, that is Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. And in the case of FAN, you have Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria relating to ICAO. And other countries in the world have their own airport authorities, they have their own civil aviation authorities to regulate the aviation business in those countries in line with IATA and ICAO guidelines. And so for that reason, you will now appreciate the fact that what we do in this part of the industry is time-based. That time-based means that a Boeing 737 aircraft lands in this airport. It's recognized internationally that if it's going to fly out to another airport, it does not, all these services I've outlined will have to take place within a time frame of 25-30 minutes.
Oh.
For the bigger aircraft like Airbus and DC-10 and 747, 777, whatever, it's recognized internationally that in getting it ready for its next flight, which is the business of the ground handler, like NACO, SACOL, and now PACOL. getting it ready has to be delivered in a frame. For those bigger airlines or aircraft, it has to be delivered within, say, 45 minutes, 1 hour. So that's the business we are in. So you see everything, you land at any airport, you see the equipment closing in to service that aircraft. You find the ground power unit supplying power on the ground. You find the toilet trucks going to drain the toilet. You find water, supplying water. You find the passenger step. That's the first thing. The passenger step going there so that passengers can disembark first and foremost. So where you have that, all those services are all those vehicles and the closing on that aircraft like an army. Everybody knows precisely what to do.